Start recording. Good morning. Is the sound on? Are we here? God, it is so cold in here. It is freezing. This is when I realise I'm in a garage. God, blimey. Yeah, come on in. More bodies. I know, social distancing and that, get a bit warmer. The heating's on full blast. I've got an air one in here, a hot air thing. I hope it's not too loud. Paul, maybe you could tell me before everybody arrives whether it's too loud. Listen, listen. So when I'm talking, this is what you're going to get. But I can turn it off. So do you find that that's a lot more relaxing? It's certainly a lot more. Hello, Jill. Come on in. I hope you've got a pair of gloves with your fingerless mitts. What has it come to, eh? It's all right, I'll take them off in a minute. I've been in here a couple of hours, so I was hoping that it would warm up, but it didn't. Relax your shoulders. Dave the farmer says, if you relax your shoulders, you won't feel so cold. Morning, come on in. Shut the door. Shut the door. Oh boy, oh boy. Sound is good. Can't hear the noise. Good. Right, I'm going to put it back on then. Paul says you can't hear the music in the background. Come on in. You sure about that? Oh, right. Cup of tea. This is where the tea warms your hands. Ah, nectar. Come on in. We're still in Egypt. Beautiful and warm in Egypt. Yeah. Maybe I'm not 100%. I haven't felt really. I've been a bit under par all week, really. That might not be helping. But hey-ho, it's not terminal. It certainly isn't. Heater only when you turn to it. Right, so, oh, I see. Okay. Because if I go like that, then the microphone's there, isn't it? All right, getcha. Cool. Nice warm back. Lovely. Right, today we're digging for gold in Egypt. I thought we'd do some colouring in and shading. Is everybody in yet? Come on in. Come on in. Good morning, everybody. It's great to have your company. Funny old day yesterday. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Up here, the old washing machine head. Funny, isn't it, how it just hits you? Yeah, it's all right though. I find I'm better when I know I'm hanging out with you in the mornings. I do. Much as I have to do work Tuesdays and Thursdays, I find I'm a lot happier in my head when I know I'm going to hang out with you. So if that works for me, then it must be working for you as well, eh? Bit of distraction. Yeah. Did you watch any of those films? The films that we were talking about. Thank you for your recommendations. I scrolled down all your messages and I wrote down your film tips too, because yeah, you know, great distraction. Hey, good film at the weekend. There you go. Right, so how are you? Right, stretch, nice cup of tea, and then we'll get started. Nefertiti, Giza, we're going to do some shading. Oh, I laughed my head off this morning. Wait till you see what I've done with her head bit, with her neck dress. Ridiculous. Right, come on then, get these off. Can't draw with gloves on. What's it coming to? Right, you ready? So, this is what we're going to do. Come on in. Huddle up, huddle up, huddle up. I thought we'd have a look at Nefertiti's headdress. Right, so that's come out quite nice. Let's have a look. Look, and we have gold. Yes, we do. So I'm going to show you how the gold works. These gold Posca pens, they are absolutely excellent. So I've done, so I did her hat. I did her hat and I did a little bit of shading just to get the colours right. And then I did her head. Look, 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 look. This is ridiculous. Look, she looks like she goes to a Scottish public school. He looks more like a Scottish coat of arms. So I might have to doctor that. She may end up all gold. Terry's all gold. She may end up, I might have to cover that up. When I was looking at that this morning, I thought, really? That looks more like my old school uniform. I was trying to do, I'll tell you what I was trying to do. I was trying to make like armour, you know, but then I went with the wrong colours and it ended up more like a Scottish school uniform. Yeah. Can that. So then I thought, right, okay, don't do that. Do this. There. So we're going to do something more like that. Right, but the hat's nice anyway. Check out the shading. Check out the shading in the background on the stone. Get it? See? Just keep an eye on that. We'll go going back to that. So there you go. I'm going to turn this off now though, because it's making me talk louder and louder. I can feel myself getting louder and louder over the noise because it's quite loud here. Right. Travel gently. Right, are you ready? So what I thought we could do, we'd start... See, we've only got an hour. Here's a question for you. Right, I think we need to... I mean, we could come back to Egypt on Monday, but I was thinking that we've been here a fortnight now, so possibly today should be the last day. Okay? I want you to tell me whether we should hang out and finish this on Monday or whether we should put closure to this today. What I was thinking was, if we're not doing this on Monday, if we decide to stay in Egypt another day or so, then it gives you a chance to get these, because after Egypt we're going to go to the poppets. I was thinking about this and I thought what would be really nice is if we go to colouring and doodling. So in other words, you know, we've got one of each, haven't we? We've got, not saying that I'm going to do this one, but we've got a large one for colouring and a small one for doodling a scene around. So I thought that we would go to our beautiful poppet postcards. So there's a set of 3 postcards, like, look, 12 in there, 12 in there, 12 in there. So 6 designs and then little and large, 6 designs, little and large. So you've got flowers, you've got whimsy and you've got Christmas. You get the best deal if you get all 3. I'm definitely going to go for flower. Although poppets are pretty good, the whimsy ones. The whimsy ones are the fairy ones. I haven't made my mind up yet. But let's just say for the sake of argument, we're going to go for flower. So if you need to just buy one, get the flower one. Right, and then you see, if we were to stay in Egypt on Monday and you ordered that today, we could get it in the post and you could have it by Wednesday. Yeah, something to think about anyway. But it's up to you. If you want to go, if you want to leave today because it's too hot in Egypt, I get it. And we'll just, you know, we'll just have a popular vote. General consensus, please. Are we going to do this, take our time and do the colouring and shading properly? Or are we just going to spend the last hour before the bus leaves? You tell me. Paul, lovely Paul's in the building with you. Maybe Paul, you could make a note of the general consensus because I can't do this and look. And then you could maybe text me and let me know what the verdict is. I'm easy. I'm just a bus driver. I'll go where you want to go. Okay? Next week I've got a bit of a busy week, so that's why we're colouring, because it's easier. Well, ish. Okay, right, you ready? Let's get started then, and then you let me know whether we're doing one or t'other. Okay, right, let's have a look. So the first thing I thought we'd do is let's do the shading in the background. Let's do a bit of stonework, okay? And or should we do her hat? Let's do her. Oh, come on, let's do her. She's so lovely to do, and then we can do the backgrounds. There you go. Let's do her first. So what did I use to do her? Should we come in a bit closer so you can have a really good look at the Scottish school uniform? Come on then. Right, so let's have a look. Yeah, that gold is pretty cool. So what we're going to do is I had a look at a picture of Nefertiti. I mean, who knows what she was wearing, but the general consensus was that these were the colours that were in her headdress. Red, teal, turquoise, blue, that kind of thing. Okay, ignore that. I'm going to doctor that. Right, so we need some teals and turquoises. I'm using polychromos. Everybody happy with that? And then what we also, now in her, we'll use all the grayscale and the pencils in the shading, in the background. So what I'm thinking is we'll do a couple of layers of this, then we'll move over to some shadow work. Yeah. Let's use the darkest blue, and let's do the headdress first. So I'm using a bluish turquoise, and it's called number 149. But I mean, any blue will do. If you've got any blue will do. Doesn't really. It's not important. What is important is that you've got a bit of scrap so you can test it. Hey, let's have a bit of scrap underneath, the same colour as we're working on. I did a little experiment as well here with the gold. See, because we've got these gold Posca pens. Where has that gone? Here it is. Right, gold Posca pen. It's excellent. And I wanted to see how opaque it is, right, or whether, so what I did was, I'll do a little experiment for you. So I did a little bit of gold there. Let me just get it going. Right, cool. So I've got a bit of gold there, but then I wanted to see what happens if I put gold, like say I need to cover this up. Will it cover it up? Yeah, it will. Right, so if I want to, I can get 100% opacity with the gold. See, so if I show you that, this is worth knowing. Look, see, it's really very liquid gold. Okay, so, but what I found as well was, we'll let that dry now, that one, and what you'll see is I can go over the gold with a pencil when that's dry. It's not quite, oh, Barbara, impatient. Now you've got to wait twice as long. Right, so we do a bit of gold and let that dry. And then what happens is when that dries, you can go back over it with colours. You can go over this with colours when it's dry, grey. And you can make turquoise gold, red gold, purple gold. That's nice too. Right, so let's take the darkest one and let's just settle down grey. Right? Right, so we're going to get a good, and this, we're going to do just a really light, let's do the headdress, the hat. We're doing all the dark bit at the back, look. Hang on, I'll put that there for you. And we're going round and round in circles and just gently, or if you're good at this, you see what you could do is put your finger there to stop yourself coming too far. And just do a really light layer of that dark blue, turquoisey blue. Right? Let's do that. Nice. Okay. Now this bit here, don't do that because we're gonna decorate that. That's still got to be done. But we'll do a layer of this first. So just where the turquoise is here. So you could use any pencils to do this really, couldn't you? Eh? That's gold, that's gold. So not that bit, just the main hat. I think it's a good idea just to get the colour in the right place. Just so you know what not to colour in really, you know? Right. Got that? So let's go again and put another layer of this turquoise down over the top, this dark blue. Right, here we go. Nice. Relaxing. Yeah, so next week, 21 stay, 12 home. Either way, 11. 21 want to stay, 12 want to go home. Okay. And 11 are easy. They don't mind what we do. Well, so then what we'll do is, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll see how we get on today, and then at the end of the hour we'll decide whether there's still whether we want to do a little bit more shading, you know, because either way, whether we colour in our artwork here or we carry on with, or we go to the poppets, as long as we hang out together, that's the main thing, isn't it? We'll have a look at it at the end of the hour then. Thanks, Paul. Right. I'm warming up now. God, I don't know why it got so cold. Crazy. Right. It's coming together slowly. Layers. That's all this is. Just layers. Okay. Let's go again. Over the top. And even if you go over the line, it doesn't matter, because you know you're going to put gold in there, which is great. So the Posca pens, I was always going on about the white ones and how brilliant they are. Well, the gold and the silver are equally excellent. I think they're so... Normally, the only decent pens I used to sort of really swear by when it came to gold, they were actually gold leaf pens. God, can you remember? I used to sell them as well. What were they called? They were big fat ones, but they were carat gold. Let me have a look. I know I've got them in the cupboard, and they're really, really excellent. What was the name of them? I used to sell them all the time. There you go, Krylon, and they came in copper and gold, but they were a proper gilding pen. Look, see, and I could get them in copper and gold and silver, and they were like really, really gold, and everything else. It worked on a coated cardstock, the little pens, but when you went to a matte stock like this paper, it just went green or yellow. It never really looked gold like that. So I'm impressed that these pens do look. See what I'm saying? That looks like proper gold to me. That's like Krylon quality. But a fraction of the cost. A fraction of the cost. So there you go. Have we got them in stock, Paul? I know we did have. Here's me going on about them. That's typical. Yeah, they're brilliant. They're really brilliant. They're excellent. Oh yeah. Oh no, they're worth every penny. They're so good. No, we haven't got any. They're like hen's teeth. They are as well. Right, so what I'm doing now is I'm turning the pencil round so it's a little bit sharper. You see, because I've created a flat now, so obviously when I turn it round, it's going to be sharp on that side. So I'll turn it round and I can cut in more now. I can cut in on the corners and get a little bit more detail. But again, I'm not pressing hard. It's all about the layers. It's all about the layers. You don't want to press too hard, because then what will happen is, of course, you end up getting you sealing it, as in you seal it, not sealing. Right, let's have a go. So now it's starting to, yeah, it's good. Right. It's getting darker. It's getting darker. So we've got choices now. It's not like parchment where you have to sit and let it rest. You just keep going until you're ready. Right. And again, another layer. Okay. Turn it round to get into that crack there, into that little opening. And chill. Cool, it does and all, doesn't it? It really makes you relax, this. There's nothing like it for clearing the mind. So just keep... See, what you can do, if you want to smooth it out a little bit, because at the moment it's definitely quite gritty, granular, isn't it? You know? So if you want to make it really smooth like that, how do we get from there to there? Because it will come. Suddenly it works. You just have to build up the layers. Right, so let's do this. Let's see what we can do now to get that depth going. So, one of the first things, because this is hard, isn't it? What we're working on, underneath here, it's hard. So one of the ways to speed this up is if we were to put something soft underneath. Now, you know when we're doing the Groovy Tuesday, all the black mats that we've got, and we've got blue ones as well, they're hard on one side and they're soft on the other. So in the starter kit, you know you've all been buying the starter kit for the Groovy Tuesday. Crikey, lots of people have been buying the starter kit. My brother said, what's going on? What's happened? Have we opened up a new market? I said, no, Groovy Tuesday, that is what it is. So he said, everybody wants a starter kit. I said, well, yes, half price sale, off you go. In the starter kit that Paul's using on the Tuesday, there's this mat, hard on one side, soft on the other. Now let's have a look what happens. I always use the big one. See in the background here, that's an A3. But in the starter kit, you've got the A4, which is perfectly adequate. Right, now, and what we're going to do is just see what happens. Same pencil, same sketch, but it's softer underneath now. I'm not pressing too hard, okay, because otherwise I don't want to press too hard in case I dent the paper. I did a little bit at the back of her head here. It looks like she's been bludgeoned at the back. So don't press too hard. Again, it's layers, but let's see if that makes any difference. If you've got a black mat or a blue mat, yeah, or a mouse pad, I think that will do the job as well. Let's see what happens when we go over the top again, but this time we've got softer behind. Let's see if this helps. Yeah, straight away you can see. As you start to go over it, it starts to smooth out because it's softer. You're working on a softer surface. See? You'll know. I mean, it's if you've got it, then use it. It's interesting how it helps. So that's one thing to do. See how it's coming together now. Look. Because of the softer surface, that usually helps a lot. If you're not getting there, speeds up. Right, so that's the first thing you want to do. Now the only thing is though, when you've got to be aware of the fact, be aware that it's soft underneath as you're building up your layers. Now if I turn it over, I'm on the hard one again. Right, now the other thing of course that we've got is the blending pens, right? So the blending pens with the nibs, and then this certainly starts to smooth it out. But when you're pushing on with the blending pens, watch the difference. What you want to do now though is definitely work back on the hard one, because if you're pushing like this, I don't think it. Maybe I'm wrong, but just got to go easy. It's perfect, even on the soft side. Yeah, look at the difference. There you go. So it works really beautifully on the soft side as well. You just got to be aware that it's soft, so if you press too hard, you'll... Yeah, good news. Yeah, so Paul's on Tuesday next week, isn't he? With Groovy Tuesday. Who is gonna be? Right, so he's doing that. What else we got going on? We got loads of things to keep you company, keep you busy. Hey, keep those hands busy. There, doesn't that make a big difference? Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do now is go in with a grey one. I want to put a little bit of depth. So now what I want to do is get some depth in here and here and here. See? Around the edges. Make it look like it's a bit indented, because that looks different to that, doesn't it? So what we'll do now is we'll take a grey. Which grey have I got here? I'm playing it safe. I've got cold grey 5. Right, cold grey 5. And I'm just going to... I've got hard, because I'm pressing now. Right, so I'm going to just come in there with cold grey 5 and add a bit of a shadow. Yeah, see, we could spend the whole hour just doing her hat. So it's Friday today, and that means that it's a Groovy Digi download from Hazel. So if you've signed up to our newsletter, you automatically get it, if I'm not mistaken. So you might want to consider signing up to the newsletter, and then you get all our things like that. It's a smashing project. So if you're doing the Groovy Tuesday with Paul, then it's well worth taking. It's like another little project to do, and you know, and they're doable. They're achievable. You know. Right, there you go. So we've got a bit of grey going in. I've just added a little bit along there and along there. I'll go back over that with the. So it looks a little bit too severe. I'll go back over that with the blue. I'm going to blend it now, you watch. Yeah, so I think this today's the day that we download another Groovy project for you. It's all free, it doesn't cost anything. And it'll be nice, you know, just get in the habit. Even if you don't do it today or this week, download it and then put it in your folder, put it in your file. And then one day, if you're looking for a nice birthday card to do or something, then you've got lovely little projects. They're great. What Hazel's good at is composition. She's very good at layout. And sometimes when we're starting out, don't you find that composition sometimes eludes us? So it's a good idea, I would suggest, if you just print it off, put it in a folder, keep it for reference, even if you don't do it. It doesn't cost anything, so why wouldn't you? Right, I reckon this is going to work well. See? So what I could do is take the other side of the nib, the bit that's in the pen. I want a bit, see, rather than the tip, I want to really smooth it out, so I'm using the end. Right, this will smooth it out more. Yeah, so it's harder. That goes really well. So we've got a really nice blue going on there, haven't we? Right, I reckon that'll do for now. We can always add more grey over the top, but you can see now that's the sort of process to get that really rich dark blue for her headdress, her hat. Okay. Cheers. Tea's going cold. So now, what we want to do, let's do this bit round here now. Let's get this bit done. So we need a black pen for that, don't we? Black micron pen. Maybe we want to pencil it first, rather than just go, it's up to you. It's not hard though. Look, what we're going to do is make, what did I do? Right. 1, 2, 3, like that. Then I made left a gap. 1, 2, 3, left gap. 1, 2, 3, left a gap. That's what I did. And then I decided, after I'd done 1, 2, 3, leave a gap. Right, same here. 1, 2, 3, leave a gap. 1, 2, 3. Right, there you go. So now we've done that bit. That wasn't too hard, was it? Okay. And then, look, she looks like she's got an iPod in. Did anybody have a look to see if... I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Drift. Because I was reading something. I was reading a text at the same time from Paul. This week's Groovy download is issue number 42, apparently. There you go. Very good. So there's 42 that are still available as well then. So when we've done that, then what we're going to do is let's just break that big box up as well, because it's a bit too much otherwise, I found. There you are. Okay, so now we've done that. Are we enjoying this all right? Then what we need is colour. Colour. So I'm going to go with a light teal. I think I'll go with a light teal and a red. Pick a teal and a red. That'll do. What have I got here? What's that one? Carmine. Permanent carmine or geranium lace. She sounds more carmine to me. And cobalt green. There you go. So then what we'll do is... Where's that darker one as well? Cobalt turquoise. That sounds quite good too. Pick the colours that you fancy. Listen, you want to do a Scottish uniform? Do a Scottish uniform. Just get that sharpened. Where's my scrap? Right, this is what I want to show you as well. I digress. But you know where I put the gold down? See there, it's completely covered up. So I put the turquoise down or the dark blue and then I covered it up, didn't I? On this one, there's the gold, which is now dry. And if I go over the top of the gold, see, that's what I was trying to show you. See, if I go over the back of it, you'll get it. So I can colour over the top and the pencil still lets the gold peep through. Have a look. Hang on. See, it still lets the gold peep through. Put green down, gold covers it. Put gold down, green goes over the top and changes the gold. So I wonder now, let me just, if I took that, what would happen? Let's just see if I just blend that in. Oh yeah. Yeah, you see. And then you get a beautiful, I thought so, you get a beautiful tealy gold. Look at that. See? So you don't get the yellow gold, you get tealy gold. So you want a metallic teal, that's how you get a metallic teal. Got there in the end, that's how you get a metallic teal. You underlay, you do an underlay of gold or metallic, maybe silver would be even different. I bet silver would look good. Anyway, there you go. Interesting, very interesting. Right, so now what am I doing? Oh yeah, we've got to do this bit first. I would say we go with the light teal and we do the boxes next to each other, red and light teal, like that, and then leave the little lines and then do light teal again. I'm pressing hard, I'm not mucking about here. Right, light teal, solid, because we can't do the gold until we've done all the colour in this bit, for sure. You've got to do all the colour before you put the gold's the last thing you lay down. Right, and then you need your red. There you go. That'd be nice. So that's red there. Cool. And then teal again. Excellent. Got another little bit going on there. Oh no, that's the stripy bit. Then what we want to do is take now the dark teal, we're going to colour in on that bit there. Right, so I've got a dark teal next to the red. So you don't put red to next to red, you put red to teal. Yeah? That's it. So we've got our dark one in there. Oh, look, I could have done that at the same time. It's because I didn't do it here, look. Because I wanted to show you what it looks like. Okay, no worries. That won't take long to fill in, will it? So it doesn't matter if it's coming around like that. Maybe it's coming the other way now. Yeah, all right then. There you go. That's that one. And that's that one. Nice. Red. Yeah, there we are. And then that'll be red in there. And then we've got dark teal there and there. And then we just need to add the red. The rouge. I think I might use a different colour just because I can. You can't see the difference. Red's red. Right, there you go. So we'll just pop these in. And you should have red, teal, red, teal, red, teal. That look pretty. Nice. Very nice. Right, now. So we've done those ones. Are we cool with that? If you, any colouring you want to do, really, you want to do it before you add the gold. Right, if you want to seal, if you want to blend, if you want to add a little bit more depth, anything that you want to do it now. Before you add the gold. Who's got the gold? Have you got the gold? Or am I the only one who's got the gold? Ah, went over the line. That's because I'm hurrying, see? Let's have a go. Take it back. Oh, the joys of rubbers, eh? Makes a difference, doesn't it? That'll do. Okay. That's all right, because that's going to be in the grayscale area. Right, that'll do. Leave a little gap there for a light to hit. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, look, I went over the line again. Okay. Right, gold. Shall I show you how to do the gold? And then while the gold's setting, we can do the shadow on the... Because we haven't even done the pyramids, look. Right, let's do the gold, just so that you know how it works. Right, first of all, we'll get the gold going. See, I think I'm going to have to sort out her Scottish uniform. That's ridiculous. And then we're going to use the gold to frame. Paul says we have black, white, gold and silver in both fine nib and medium nib. Well, hello. Right, you ready? Let's start here. We're going to wrap this gold around and we're going to do sweeping lines like that. Don't worry about going over the black. That isn't a concern. Over we go. And remember what I said about the opacity of the pen. This is the cool bit. If I wanted to make that line thicker, I just draw it in thicker. If I want the neck to be thicker, I'm going to completely cover up this Scottish tartan. So I just can't imagine that they dressed Nefertiti in a tartan. Right, there you go. So I'll turn it round. We'll do the same thing here. So this is so pretty when it's done. And you just go up and down, just smooth. I was sort of levitating almost. It's going to be good though. Right, and then along here as well. Very good gold. Impressive. The reason it's impressive is because I'm working on a matte surface. If I was using like clarity card, like the coated stock, it's always impressive, but there you go. And you can always add a second layer. If you want to double bubble it, wait for it to dry and then go again, and then it gets even brighter. Now this time I'm going to turn this round because I'm going to do that. This on the front of her headdress is going to be gold as well. When we went to the Valley of the Kings, when we were there, well, we went several times. When we went to the Valley of the Kings, it's amazing how the colours down in the tombs, I mean, I didn't get very far, but you know, you could still see, you know, in the museums and that, the colours that how they were preserved. It was astounding, really. you know. There, that's good. And that's really, look, very gold. Now we'll do this bit, the bit round the top of the, I decided to do the whole thing in gold round there, because I reckon that's about right. Okay, so we've still got the two sections. So what we'll do is, we'll do the inside first. We'll do this bit. Let's do this bit first. Just fill that. I'd still go with the thin pen, even if you've got the thick one. I'd be tempted to use the thin one anyway, just because you've got more control, really. The thick one would be great for bigger areas, I suppose, larger areas, wouldn't it? Like that is good. Right, and then when I've done that area, then I'll go around the outside and do the other area. And then we'll let it dry. Then we'll let it dry. It doesn't take long, really. There you go. Yeah, when we were in the valley, we did a hot air balloon ride over the Valley of the Kings. That was amazing. Well, it was amazing until the end, and then it turned into a crash. And we ended up doing a crash landing. There were about 12 of us in this. I mean, it was, I think Grace and Mark were with us as well. I can't remember now. But we did this this tour in the hot air balloon, and then they had to do a crash landing. And we ended up, and there were 12 of us in there, and everybody was screaming, and I was pretty cool about it, really. I thought, well, you know, I certainly wasn't screaming. And then, oh look, I've missed a little bit of red in there. And then we did this crash landing in this sugarcane field. And we all ended up on the side, on our sides, you know, like in a pile of bodies. Total strangers, all in a big pile of bodies, screaming and crying. All these English people freaking out, and then of course all the villagers came, all the local villagers that were near the sugarcane field came to help us, and they were just trying to help, you know. But half these English people thought they were coming to fleece us, you know, and it wasn't that at all. They just wanted to help us, and they were so kind, you know. They weren't trying to mug us. It was ridiculous. And yeah, that was that was. Oh, hang on, let me get some gold going. That was our hot air balloon experience. It was fun. It was fun. And sugarcane, that's a big thing there, you know. Sugarcane's a big thing. There. So now we've done the gold. Doesn't that look great? But we need to let it dry now, because in a minute I'm going to go back in and reintroduce the black. But you don't want to do that until it's dry. So we can still see the black. Let's go in a bit closer. There you go. Yeah, that's going to look super. It's going to look really nice. Yeah. So put the lid on that for a minute and leave that. You comfortable with this? Looking great though, isn't it? Give her a bit of lippy. I bet, look, if they can do that, I bet they invented lipstick by then. Hey? Put a bit of lipstick in. There you go, a bit of lippy. Cool. She's very pretty, isn't she? Right, have a look at what I did on the neck. Have a look at the neck that I corrected myself when I decided While you're looking at the pattern on the neck, it's quite easy, look. It's just 2 double lines, a zigzag. You see what I've done? I'll hold it there like that while you copy it. Go on. So do 2 double lines, then do the zigzag, then do individual lines. See? While you're looking, can you see where I've actually put shade on her face as well? And I've given her, I've given her a bit of a jawline, haven't I? Yeah? You see that okay? There. She's pretty now. See how the hat's shining? The hat. Some hat. But we won't do the jawline and that until the gold is dry. And while we're staring at it and sorting out that not the headdress, the necklace, let's take a look at that stone in the background, because that's the next thing we want to do. Right, okay. Let's have a look. What we'll do, while that's drying, because that's certainly not dry yet, we'll leave that alone, and let's have a look at this bit here, shall we? So I started there and I worked my way down and up. Okay, so I started here. That's where I got my eye in. And the first thing I did, let's pick some colours here, stony colours. I'm going to use the warm grey. All these colours that I've picked, they're all in that set of 12. You know the set of 12 where I'm always saying, oh, you really... The greys, it's the grey. If you haven't got these, listen, if you haven't got these, don't give it a second thought. HB pencil, just go to a pencil. You don't have to have colour. You do all of this just with a pencil, okay? I'm just using them because we've got them. And I will use an HB pencil as well, because that's great for shading. Okay, so we're using HB pencil. I've got other pencils as well, right? So let's have a look. Come on. And just use what you've got, but don't be defeated by it just because you haven't got the gear. Look, a pencil will do the job. But what we'll do first is we'll take her like an ivory or something like that, and let's just put a little bit of ivory down in that area there. Right, so we'll put a little bit of ivory down there. Right. See, because it lightens it. Do you see what I'm doing? And we're going to get some ivory going all the way through here. Look, flashes of white. If you haven't got ivory, use white. There you go. Right. So we've got that colour in. And then what we could do, just that boring beige, my favourite. Right, we'll just add a little bit of boring beige on this side and this side. Just changes this from the craft colour, the buff that we're using, see? So it just changes it a little bit. Like that. Now you can use, go to a darker grey. Right, so this one is what we've got here. Grey 4, cold grey 4. But you can use any colour you fancy. Right, let's just go in here. We'll add a little bit of grey there. And we'll just get the texture going. Now if you haven't got greys, but what you'll see is because you've laid down that ivory and the white, this will sit in between when you go over the top, the ivory acts almost as a resist again. Do you remember what we did before? We've done this before. Right, see? So you get a really kind of... It's great when you go over with a darker colour. See where the ivory is? It won't go in there. Cool, isn't it? There you are. Way, mind the gold grey. And then if you're using an HB pencil, that's easy. Right, HB pencil. It's a lot more drastic, radical. So just lightly shading. Look, let's get a bit of shading going here. Look like this. This is lovely. There, see? So you're getting your shading right, and you can use your finger to smear it out if you... It's going to be darker here. Don't forget the sun's on that side. So light here, and then round here it'll be darker. Now you can use your HB pencil to get that depth in there, or... See, and the best thing about this is, what we've got here, this is a dark one. Cold grey 5. Right, I wonder where my Payne's grey's gone. Right, see? So you get real good depth. Now, while we're letting the gold still hasn't dried, let's have a look at this. This doesn't take as long as you think it does. What we've got to do is look at, take your ivory again or your white, and let's just highlight what's sticking out. We've got to decide what's at the front and then what's dipped, because these are fluted. See, it's like zigzags. So clearly you can see from that, these lines are coming out, and then the dark is recessed, right? So let me give you a clue. See these arrows here, if you like, those arrows point down to the dark part. They point into the recess, you see? Like that. So this is the front, that bit's the front, that bit's the front, that bit's the front, right, if you like. Then the front, take your white pencil, and it isn't this line, it's go from the bottom. If you go from this pattern, this will definitely put you on the right track. If you start going from the top, you'll go wrong. So go, well, I'm not saying you go wrong, I went wrong. Right, here we go, up we go. So that on the side of the sun, just put a white or a cream or an ivory line just on that side there, right? And that, my friends, is all that's going to be your guide. That tells you exactly what's at the front and what's at the back. Don't worry about the rest. We can work that out as we go along. Right, but we just want to get those three that are in the front. Right, we've got that white line up there now. So we know now. And then, of course, right on the edge of the... Oh, hello, Barbara. On the edge of that one as well, because that's the one that's right at the front. And then there's going to be white here and here and here, but we do that later. Now, take a light grey, or take your boring beige. Take your... shouldn't call it that. Warm grey too. Right, take your warm grey too, and in the recess, just put a little... Because the thing is, the sun's hitting this side, so this side is always going to be darker. So of the V, if this is a V, put the warm grey 2 on that side and then on that side. Make sure that it's on the side facing away from the, see? Like that. That's the, so it's down the side like that. Okay. It just is to give you a bit of guidance. It just gives you an idea of where the grey is as you build it up. All right? Go to a darker grey. Let's go to a darker grey. What we got here? What's this one? Warm grey 5. Maybe. Okay. So now, warm grey 5. And what we'll do is, with warm grey 5, we'll stay quite close to the dip. Right? So the dip is here. There. Let's keep that edge in there like that. So you just break up that edge like that. See, so you come down like that. See, it's going all the way through there. This is all the way through like that. So you go like that, and then you come all the way down like that. And then break up. So we're putting the shadow in now. And then look again where you're going. So this is definitely on the dark side. Here we are. There. Are you relaxed? Sorry I haven't been a bundle of laughs today, have I? But you know what? Sometimes it's just nice to chill, isn't it? There we go. See? So you've got the shadow on that side. You've also got the shadow. That's why we've got this one in our hands. Let's just do a little shadow along the whole base there, like that. Right. And then the other place to put a shadow, this might be a bit dark. Let's play it safer. Let's go in with a lighter one. We can always come back with a darker one. On the side of all these bits here, right, let's just get a bit of that. That's it. Right, we're going to put a shadow on this side. So if this is the front, right, the shadow's there, 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 and there. There. Right, just on the... These are actually stone, like stone. This is sculpted, see? Like that. So you just come in on the side like that, but always on the same side, not on that side. Look, see? So just because we're working on that side, there, cool, eh? Now tomorrow, don't forget tomorrow as well, let's just put a little bit of shadow. What am I doing now? Right, let's get a lighter colour to break this down a bit. This is a little bit too dark, it's getting a bit dark and dingy. Right, okay, let's break it up a bit. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, Paul's on telly. He's on Hochanda. So he's doing some really nice dyes. So if you get a chance to tune in, if you're bored and you want a bit of company, go and join Paul on Hochanda. He's got some smashing demos lined up, haven't you, Paul? There, this is going to be nice. Right, okay. So, yeah. Join Paul there. And then next week, don't forget, this is something else that I want to flag up, because next week again it's the second moment of clarity. Like we had one last month, and this month it's that lovely Holland stuff, and I did show it to you on Wednesday. I'm going to show it to you again in a minute. Let me just get this shadow down here like that. That's it. Look. So this is just getting the shading in the right place. Can you see how you can... It's interesting, isn't it? How you can make it look real 3D. Let's take another colour. I've got a yellowy colour here. What's this one? Cream. Again, this is one of those ones that's in that... I'm changing the white now to a bit yellowier. Yellowier, what is that? That's the wrong side. Stay on the right side, on the light side, on the bright side. Right? Keep staying. See how it turns it? That's really cool. Put a bit of yellow in there like that. Just brightens it up a bit. Check it out. Then up here, you see, here, you can... This is recessed, isn't it? So this is going to be dark because it's digging in now. This is what makes it logical, the whole thing. See? So now that is the logic for the shading down the bottom, and you're still going to get a bit of shadow on this side of the where it meets the yellow. Just bring it down like this, see? And if you think you've overcooked it and it looks a little bit too stripy, you know what, that's the best thing about these pencils that we're using, these polychromos or pergoliners, is you could take your rubber and you can rub it out completely again. Just take your pink eraser, not your white one, your pink one. The white one will get rid of the black ink. So you take your eraser and you can take it right back to the paper again. Right back to the paper, okay? So this is just really a way to... It's titivating, isn't it? So this is actually at the front as well. Now it's just a question of just bringing in a little bit of shade here and there and just getting that illusion. It's just making it look like it's darker on one side. See, up behind her hat. Put a bit more behind her headdress. There, looking good. So I've obviously spent a little bit longer on this, and the only difference, if you look, right, it's just darker. So where's my HB pencil? I'm going to go in with an HB pencil because that always works a charm, and it's fine, isn't it? See, so now I can come in here. Yes, so next Wednesday, craft along a Barbie at the NEC, right? Can you believe that we actually went to Glasgow last year? It was a year ago. Let me show you what we're going to be using. These are beautiful, beautiful. And if you order them today, then you wait till you see what you can do with them. It's absolutely gorgeous. So these are the stamps. Let me just come out a little bit so you can see them. Oh, hello, wrong way. Right, there you go. So we drew this in the SHAC, didn't we? Do you remember? And we did the buttons. Oh, these are so gorgeous. So there's a set here of a windmill and the tulips, even the little carrot people. Do you remember when we learnt to draw carrot men? So we've got the carrot people, we've got the cord, we've got buttons, and then we've also got it in groovy. And that whole bundle, you can buy everything individually. I'm going to go for this next week on Friday. And then if you get it, the only thing that I know that I'm going to be using is colouring pencils and also the backdrop stamps. Do you remember those backdrop stamps that were on the telly? The square backdrop with the recess, a rebate around the outside. I'm going to use one of those, a square one. So we need some distress oxides if you're going to join in. Distress oxides, that backdrop stamp, and then these stamps and a black archival, and we're off and running. And then the groovy, we'll see. What I was thinking of was doing a pyjama party. So if you get them, then next month, maybe one Friday, we could just all hang out on a Friday night, at 6 o'clock, just have an early tea, huddle up together and just have a few hours hanging out together doing groovy. Why not, eh? So that's available. Paul will give you the links to that. And then don't forget, next week we're going to start doing the postcards. I need a vehicle. I need a vehicle to drive. And I'm the bus driver in the SHAC, remember? I'm just here to keep you company and take you different places. I think with Egypt, maybe looking at the number of people, how about on Monday we finish off, because I still want to do the pyramids. We've got to do the pyramids as well. So maybe on Monday we could finish off her face. I'll show you how to do this. We'll do her Scottish kilt. We'll do a Scottish necklace. We'll do that. We haven't even done that. The vase there. You could finish this bit off for homework, and then the gold bits. You see, once it's dry, that's dry now. Then what I can do is go in over the top with the black, and you'll see. Where's my black micron pen? Right, just to finish off. Yeah, here we go. So what you do is, you see where all the gold was, it's coming a bit tighter so you could see it better. And then I will love you and leave you. Right. So what have you got going on this weekend? Anything special? Let me get my good glasses on. That will help for this one. I want to get in really tight. Right, so where the gold overlapped the black, now I can come in and I can re-establish the line art. Slowly does it. There. Sorry, is my head in the way? What about over here? Now I can get in over the top. There we go. Brilliant, this is. So you're not see, you don't have to worry about, I went straight over the top of the, Barbara Gray, what are you doing? Right, so I've got to do that bit again because I just messed that up. That's all right. I'll go back in with the gold. Here we go, look. I'm going to go back in with the gold over the bit that I just made a Horlicks of. That's all right, though. I just suddenly got carried away. And the trick is to not go too fast. Just aware of the time, that's all, because it's 11 o'clock. Watch, we're just bringing that black. And it's a micron pen. Which one am I using? 01. 01. There you go. See, so if you overlap it or use, it's no worries. You just go in and re-establish the line art. Cool, eh? And a rear with a pod in. And then where I've made a Horlicks of it, just correct it. I'll go back in over the top, look. Let it dry and go again. What a result. Hey? So there you go. That's what we've ended up with. And it would be great. This would be a really good exercise for you to do. You know, with the light shining, you're going to put a little bit of colour. It's this side, isn't it? That's because it's fluted like that. So the light on that side, the light there, the light there, the light there, the light there, and then darker on the other side. Darker in here. So it's a repeat of this. Just build up that colour. Have a look at my leaves. I did the leaves. See? It's really nice to do. And it's something that's nice just to do with an HB pencil. If you haven't got the polychromos, don't worry about it. Just enjoy it with a pencil, okay? And so I tell you what, it's a decision. We're going to stay in Egypt for the weekend, and on Monday at 10 o'clock we'll have one more day in Egypt, but then Monday we're leaving. So on Wednesday we're going to start colouring in the poppet postcards. All right, so if you fancy them, get them. We'll make sure they go out today to you, so you've got them. Don't forget, we've got a digi download coming up. Sign up to the newsletter. If you like what we do here and you enjoy my lessons or whatever, the SHAC, then why don't you like, follow and share? Because there may be other people out there that might benefit from hanging out with us 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So I'll see you on Monday. Don't forget, Tuesday, it's Groovy Tuesday, all right, with Paul. And then on Friday, it's a moment of clarity. In Holland. We're off to Holland. There you go. You just have time to turn it round, unpack your suitcase, repack, and off we go again. Lots of love. And we won't even have to stay in a hotel. We can all hang out in the bus. Take care. Be safe. Bye-bye now.